Hi, welcome to Bruce's Garage. I'm Bruce, and this is my garage. You know, I love detailing cars. I love taking care of my own cars. But there's one thing that I always hated. That was after I was done taking care of the cars, working out in the heat, was then dragging that stupid heavy garden hose all the way in the back of the house and rolling it up, moving the pressure washer, getting it all wrapped up and bringing it back in the garage. I hated that so why don't you come in the garage today and let's talk about this solution and some other ideas that can make detailing a little bit less painful. So come on in and let's have some fun. Dragging that portable pressure washer around was kind of a pain, but man, nothing was as bad as dragging this 100-foot heavy hose from the spigot in the back of the house, because I don't have one in the front, and I would always have to drag it from the back, hook it up, get everything set, and start washing. Then I would get done washing, and then the worst was I'm drenched in sweat, I'm tired, and I'd have to drag that hose back, and not just drag it back, but roll it all up. What a pain. And I really wanted to find a better solution. Fast forward to Obsessed Garage and their wall-mounted pressure washer solution. I looked at it for a while before I finally bit the bullet and decided to spend some money. But before we talk about spending the money, or before you rule out and say, yeah, I'm not gonna spend this kind of money to do that. That's okay. I think we need to look at what are the pain points that you're experiencing when you're detailing. Remember, my motto is detailing is supposed to be fun. It's relaxing. Enjoy yourself. And so find the things that are painful to you, and then let's start finding solutions. So for me, the painful part was dragging that hose in and out and in and out. That was a pain. I really didn't mind the Greenworks pressure washer that I had bought from Lowe's or Home Depot. It worked fine. It was, I think, $150. It worked fine. Really was not a problem. But it was dragging that hose. Well, as I started digging into this a little bit more, I kind of got sold on this solution. And I got to tell you, after having it, it's a godsend for me. I love it. It makes the whole process so much more enjoyable. It's not a big deal to turn the pressure washer on. It's already plumbed with water. Take this outside, the hose reel, just boom, this just comes loosen up and I can drag this. Rolling it up is effortless. It is not a challenge at all. But let's talk about my solution that I got from Obsessed Garage, what some of those options are, why I like it, and then you can think about, are there ways to do this? So you might want to go out and do the whole solution. On the other hand, you may say, look, that's not in the cards for me. That's not what I want to spend my money on. I've got other priorities. That's okay. Maybe it's simply a hose reel. Maybe it's a garden hose reel. So think about pieces of the solution rather than totally exclude the whole solution. Of course, the whole solution's wonderful, but that's up to you, and that's up to you on how you want to spend your money. I just want to share with you what I've set up, why I like it, and that hopefully will inspire you to think about some ways to make it a little bit easier for you. So let's dive into some of the components of this and why it's a great solution for me. My biggest pain point is where the water is on the outside of this house. For some ridiculous reason, there is no spigot in near the front of the house. There's two, but they're all the way in the back of the house. And so that didn't make it really conducive. I had to have a 100-foot hose, and trying to drag that hose was just a pain in the butt. And it's behind a fence line. So I had to try to get the gate open and hold the gate open while I dragged the hose. Anyway, you get the picture. It was a pain in the butt. So that was my first issue. Could have put a hose reel in the back, and I had thought about that. And that would have helped a little bit. But I started thinking about how can I get water into the garage? When we bought the house, number one, it already had a heater in the garage. So the cool thing was the garage was heated, so I wasn't too worried about having water plumbed in the garage. Second thing was I wasn't quite sure how that would work and how much that would cost. Got a plumber out, gave me a bid. Fortunately, right under where I'm standing is our basement. And right under that, right there in the basement, at the ceiling of the basement, are water lines. And he was able to tap right into that and essentially just bring them up right through the wall. So it didn't have to go through the concrete floor or anything. It was right through the wall. And then plumbed with PEX line right here in the garage. But it wasn't as expensive as I thought. So I think it was around $1,000 to do that. Once I had water here, the next step was, of course, the pressure washer solution. And I decided to go ahead and get the Active 2.0 pressure washer. It was really reasonable, $350. It was a decent pressure washer. I've had no issues with it. It's worked well for me. And I bought this solution. So I did buy the complete solution at Obsessed Garage. And they sell the complete solution in a basic, an advanced, and an ultimate package. And so don't get caught up in which one. Again, think about the problem you're trying to solve. This hose reel, this fantastic Obsessed Garage hose is super durable, super flexible, stainless shelf, all the fittings. I went with the ultimate package, which has all the MTM T304 stainless fittings. It is overkill. You don't have to do that. Brass fittings are fine. I wanted the quick disconnects. I wanted, if I was gonna do it, I tend to go all in, and I wanted to do it what I felt like was really a thorough way to do this and be problem-free, not any issues whatsoever. This hose reel, I would tell you, was the number one benefit. So beyond having the water right here, having the hose reel, because that was the big pain point. Think about what your problem is and then what you can do to solve it. So this worked really well for me, having the hose reel right here with the pressure washer, stays in the garage. I've got 100 foot of hose that is all plumbed. I've got my water down here that's all plumbed, and I just turn the water on, turn the pressure washer on. Obviously, I put my pressure washer gun all in. I've got the short gun. So this is really nice as well. But again, you can use whatever tools you want. You can use a Greenworks, you can use a Sun Joe, you can use a garden hose. You don't have to have a pressure washer. So everybody thinks it's like, I gotta have a pressure washer. Well, it's nice, great foam, it makes things easier, but don't let that stop you. So don't get all hyped up around, it's gotta be this, or I gotta buy a Krensla pressure washer. But the bottom line is make it easy for you. The number one thing when you're thinking about a pressure washer for washing a car is really the gallons per minute. Pressure is important, but it's not nearly as important as the flow, the amount of water that you're getting. So this gets close to 2.0 gallons, hence 2.0, which is really an ideal spot for washing the car. And really about 1,000 PSI is really all you need when you're washing a car. Doing cars is my primary purpose here. This thing worked great. The Greenworks I had worked just fine. It was higher pressure, lower flow, but it worked just fine. I just wanted to be a little careful how close I was to the car. So when you buy the complete pressure washer wall-mounted solution from Obsessed Garage, whichever package you buy, whatever pressure washer, it comes with everything that you need. So on their website, it'll have a list of everything you get. And so I got all the connectors that were needed, all the hoses. You can even specify the length of hose you need, or they can even custom length a hose for you. You can even do that with garden hoses. They'll custom length one. They've got some really nice garden hoses. So it's a way to really, and this isn't sponsored, by the way, I believe in what Obsessed Garage has done was they spend the time and effort to curate all of this for their customers. And then you can buy the full package. Of course, you can go out and buy these things individually. You can pick exactly what you want. So that's another option for you. Even when I was using the garden hose, one of the things I did right off the bat with the Greenworks was add quick disconnects. I went to Home Depot and just bought some brass quick disconnects. They work fine. This works for me. I bought this diamond plate at Home Depot. We bought some plywood in order to be able to mount all of this. So lots of different options. So it's not a total turnkey solution from Obsessed Garage, but it's really close. My whole point with this, again, I'm gonna go back to it, is just have fun, just find what works for you, where your pain points are, and solve those, because that makes it all that much more enjoyable. I hope that this has been enlightening a little bit, opening the realm of possibility on how to make things easier for you when you go out and have fun in your garage and taking care of your car. Appreciate you watching, and I want you to go have fun, go detail. So have a great day.